guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a makeup tutorial on the makeup I am wearing right now. This is a bronze smoky eye. I used the Covergirl True Naked Goldens palette to create this eye look. This eye look is going to look really good on blue eyes because it has the coppery shade on the lid, so it's really going to make your blue eyes pop. But this color is so beautiful, it will look good on all eye shades. I used a lot of the makeup that was in my last drugstore haul to create this makeup look. If you have a friend that would like this makeup tutorial, then feel free to share the video. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Now I think that's all I have to say, so let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. So if you would like to see how I got this makeup look and see some of the drugstore products in action, then just keep watching. So I'm going to start by priming my eyelids with the MaybellineMaster Prime, and I am going to keep it on the lid and into the crease because it does have a little bit of a luminosity to it, but it is a very good eye primer. I do enjoy it. For today's eye look, we're going to use the Covergirl True Blend Goldens palette, and I'm going to start by using this cream shade and just putting it up on the brow bone, down to the crease, and on the inside of the eye and inner corner. And then I'll go in with this transition shade, the great transition shade they put in the palette in the Sigma E35, and just gently working that into the crease, defining our eye socket a little bit better. Next, I am going in with my MAC 242, and this is the star of the show, this coppery shade. I think it is so pretty. If you have blue eyes, this is really going to make your blue eyes pop and stand out, but it is such a pretty color. It will look good on everybody. And I'm just packing this on with this MAC 242 brush. If you don't have this brush, you really need it in your life. And if you do makeup looks like this where you're packing color onto your lid, this brush makes it so much easier. I did not spray it with MAC Fix Plus this time, but if you wanted a more intense look, you definitely could. But I'm just making sure to get it all over the lid in an even layer and then up to the crease. And then I'm going to use this Morphe brush and just blend out the edge just to make sure it's not a harsh line in between the copper shade and our transition shade. And next I'm going in with this gold shade because we're going to do kind of a little bit of an ombre on the inner corner here. So I'm just packing this gold shade on the first third, I would say, of the lid. And I like to use the packing motion so it doesn't go all over the place and I can get really good coverage that way. And then when you get to where you want to blend this out, these little swiping motions really help just blend the two together. And then I'm going in with this champagne shade and putting that in the very inner corner and just working it up into the gold shade a little bit for our ombre. So it goes champagne, then gold, then copper. Then I'm mixing these two shades together and I am working that into this crease with this smaller Morphe brush. I will link it down below, or not link it, I'll put down below which number it is, I can't remember. But just to give it a little bit more definition, the transition shade was just a little bit too light. And then I'm just cleaning up the edge here with a little bit more of the cream shade. And I'm going to mix those two shades together and highlight the brow bone, just putting it right there underneath my eyebrows. And then buffing out that very top edge with a clean brush just to make sure it's nice and diffuse. I'm going to fill in, oh no, this is the eyeliner. Ugh, I do not like this eyeliner. It was just in my last video, which was a drugstore product update video. That's me getting really annoyed with the eyeliner. It pulls on your eye, it doesn't go on well, it's dry, it's not creamy, but I was already committed to using it, so what are you gonna do? The It Cosmetics Tightline makes me happy. I love this mascara. It makes every mascara look better. You need it in your life if you don't have it. And then I'm going to use one of my favorites from the drugstore, the Maybelline Colossal, and just throw that on my lashes. This gives a very nice full effect. Then I'm going to fill in the eyebrows with the Maybelline Brow Satin pencil. I did like this eyebrow pencil. It's very creamy. It blended well and it was really easy to work with, but I think I like the new Loreal one better if I was going to pick. Then I'm just using this Rimmel Brow This Way gel, and I like to brush it through to make sure it's even, and then I had to clean it up because it got a little messy. And then I'm using this IT Cosmetics Feel the Moment Primer everywhere where I have dryness, but I do not put it on my T-zone because it's super hydrating and I have oily skin. And this is the Smashbox Photo Ready Under Eye Primer. I think this really makes your concealer go on better and just hydrates that under eye area. If you have dryness, I like it a lot. Then I'm using the CoverGirl True Blend Oily Skin Primer. This is a fine primer. It's nothing like mind-blowing or amazing, but you know, it's effective. If you need one from the drugstore, I would give it a try. Now I'm filling in the wrinkles on my forehead with the No. 7 Instant Illusion. The Amazing Cosmetics one that I usually use is definitely better than this one. And then I am using the Brightener to combat the dark circles underneath my eyes, and I'm really making sure that I keep it on the dark circles. I don't want it to come down in a big triangle. I want it to really counteract the dryness, the darkness there, so I'm just keeping it on the dark circles, tapping it in with my finger. Then for foundation today, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Magic Lumi. I swear to you, this matches my skin tone of my body. I know it looks really orange on camera, but it ends up matching, you'll see at the end. But I always run it down my neck, and I'm just using this IT Cosmetics foundation brush just to put a layer on, and then I'm blending it out with my Real Technique sponge. I've been liking this sponge more than the Beauty Blender lately, I think, just because it has that big surface and it's faster. But I liked this technique of putting the thinner layer of the foundation on just to make sure that it's nice and even. And then I just go about blending and blending. This is a really nice foundation from the drugstore. If you're looking for one that has a little bit of a like luminosity to it that's not crazy, this one just kind of gives you like a nice healthy glow. It has really good lasting power and it has a really pretty finish. I hate doing my foundation after I've already done my eyebrows. It is so difficult to make sure that you don't get it all over your eyebrows. Then I'm using the Physicians Formula Argon BB Concealer and this MAC Duo Fiber Concealer Brush. The applicator on the concealer is too hard, so I just use this concealer brush to put it where I want it to go, underneath my eyes, my nose, my Cupid's bow, and I put it here on my chin because I have a protruding chin a little bit, so I put it in like that dead spot. And then I'll put a very small amount up on my forehead just to make it all even, and then I blend all that out with the Beauty Blender. I like to start on the chin and work my way up so that there's less product on the Beauty Blender so it's not messy and doesn't go all over the place. Then I'm trying this Maybelline Dream Blender Sponge, or I'm using it on video so you guys can see what it looks like. I don't know if you can tell how much product it is soaking up as it goes. It's not really blending it in as much as it is just picking it up. It probably soaks up about half of the product. The rest of it does a fine job of blending, but I don't think it is worth picking up. And then I've really been liking this Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder for setting my under eye concealer. It's just so finely milled, I guess, that there's just been like zero caking, doesn't make your under eyes look dry. It's the translucent one. And then I'm setting the rest of my face with the Coty Airspun Loose Powder. This is a new addition. I've just been trying it out. It's like a, cult favorite powder. Then we're going to finish up the eyes, and I'm just going to put that transition shade underneath my lash line and just kind of make sure it's connected here on the outer edge. Things got a little wacky, so I cleaned it up. Then I'm going to use the darker shade and smoke out that lower lash line, and that's that same Morphe brush. No, it's not. That's a different Morphe brush. It's like a big fat pencil brush. I'll link the number down below. And then I'm just kind of making a triangle shape, I guess you would say, on the outer corner here. And I have to put it up higher because I have hooded eyes. If you don't have hooded eyes, you could just kind of put it into the crease. But I have to put it like above the crease so you kind of can see it. And then you can see how it just adds some definition there. And then I'm going to finish up the inner corner with this gold shade and just kind of packing it on there. And then I like to make sure that it is all, nice and even right there in the inner corner on the lid also. Then I'm just putting the Maybelline Colossal Mascara on the bottom lashes. This is a great one for your bottom lashes because it's curved, very easy to work with. Then I'm using the Rimmel Contour Kit and This shade, while it is pretty, as you can see, you cannot see it on my skin tone. If you have fair skin, it would be a really good one, but for my skin tone, it just was not dark enough. I went back in that palette so many times to pick up color, and that was basically as dark as it got. So if you're my skin tone, I wouldn't pick it up, but for a fair skin tone, it's nice. And then the blush in the palette is pretty. It's just like your basic kind of pinky color, but it gave a nice glow to the cheeks. And then this is the highlight shade in the palette, and I did think the highlight shade was very pretty. And so I just put that on the top of my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow, a little bit up on the eyelids. If you're looking for a drugstore highlighter, I would definitely give that one a try. And then I'm using the Revlon Matte Balm Crayon, and this is in the color Fierce. I absolutely love these Matte Balm crayons. They are so moisturizing. They feel so good, and this color is really pretty, and it actually gave like a little stain to my lips, so it lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to because it left like some color behind. So I really like that. And then I'm setting it with the Maybelline Master Fix Setting Spray and letting it dry. And that is the finished product. Okay, so that's it for this makeup tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. All the information for all the products I use will be in the description box, along with all the links to my social media, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and my Facebook will all be down there, along with some links to some of my other videos. So check out the description box and leave me a comment if you have any suggestions for any videos you would like to see, or if you've used any of these products and how they worked out for you. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Rimmel Contour Kit is good if you have fair skin. This contour shade in here is too light for my skin tone.